Have we just found the strongest evidence for alien life ever detected? Just a few days ago, on April 17, 2025, astronomers dropped a bombshell announcement that has sent shockwaves through the scientific community and captured headlines worldwide. Using the incredible power of the James Webb Space Telescope, a team led by Professor Niku Madhusudan at the University of Cambridge has detected potential biosignatures, chemical fingerprints strongly associated with life, in the atmosphere of a distant world called K2-18b. They found compelling evidence for gases that, on Earth, are overwhelmingly produced by living organisms. This isn't just another hint. Some are calling it the most significant step yet in our quest to answer that fundamental question. Are we alone? But like all potentially revolutionary discoveries, this one comes with crucial caveats and the rigorous skepticism that defines good science. So, what exactly did they find? Why is it so exciting? And what happens next? Let's break down this incredible news. First, let's meet the planet at the center of this storm, K2-18b. Located 124 light-years away in the constellation Leo, it orbits a red dwarf star, a star smaller and cooler than our Sun. Discovered back in 2015 by the Kepler Space Telescope, K2-18b immediately drew attention. It's a sub-Neptune or super-Earth, about 2.6 times the radius and 8.6 times the mass of our own planet. Crucially, it orbits within its star's habitable zone, the region where temperatures could allow liquid water to exist on the surface. This made K2-18b a prime target for the James Webb Space Telescope. And in 2023, initial JWST observations revealed tantalizing clues about its atmosphere, detecting carbon dioxide and methane, key carbon-bearing molecules. Interestingly, they found a shortage of ammonia, which further fueled speculation. These findings led Professor Madhusudan and his team to propose K2-18b might be a Hycean world, a theoretical type of planet with a deep, global water ocean hidden beneath a thick atmosphere rich in hydrogen. Imagine a world vastly different from Earth, but potentially still capable of supporting life in its oceans. This set the stage for April 17th's dramatic announcement. So, how does JWST actually sniff the atmosphere of a planet 124 light-years away? It uses a technique called transit spectroscopy. As K2-18b passes in front of its host star from our perspective, a transit, a tiny fraction of the starlight filters through the planet's atmosphere. Different molecules in that atmosphere absorb specific wavelengths, colors, of light. By analyzing the starlight after it passes through the atmosphere, JWST can identify the chemical fingerprints, the absorption patterns, revealing what gases are present. It's like cosmic barcode scanning. Building on those earlier findings, the Cambridge team used JWST again, this time focusing on its mid-infrared instrument, or MIRI, looking at different wavelengths of light. And according to their paper, published in the Astrophysical Journal Letters on April 17, 2025, they hit pay dirt. They detected the chemical fingerprints of dimethyl sulfide, DMS, and potentially dimethyl disulfide, DMDS. These two molecules are chemically related, and their spectral signatures overlap in the wavelengths observed, so further work is needed to fully distinguish them. But the detection itself is what's causing such a stir. Why are DMS and DMDS such a big deal? Because here on Earth, these sulfur-containing gases are overwhelmingly produced by life. Dimethyl sulfide, in particular, is primarily generated by marine microorganisms like phytoplankton, tiny algae in our oceans. It's responsible for that characteristic smell of the sea. Finding molecules strongly associated with biological processes on another world is the very definition of a potential biosignature. It's not direct proof of life, but it's a powerful, suggestive chemical clue that life might be present and actively altering the planet's atmosphere. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. The amount of DMS and/or DMDS detected on K2-18b appears to be enormous, potentially thousands of times more concentrated than on Earth. The researchers estimate levels over 10 parts per million compared to less than 1 part per billion typically found in Earth's atmosphere. Such a high concentration suggests a very strong, continuous source is replenishing these gases in K218b's atmosphere. While we can't be certain yet, a widespread, active biosphere, perhaps in that hypothetical ocean, is one potential explanation that fits this observation. This high abundance makes the finding even more compelling. Now, before we declare, "We found aliens," it's crucial to inject a healthy dose of scientific caution, something the researchers themselves emphasize. While this evidence is exciting, perhaps the strongest yet, it does not meet the gold standard required for claiming a definitive discovery in fields like astrophysics. Scientists use a statistical measure called sigma to describe the confidence in a result, how unlikely it is to be just a random fluke or background noise. This detection of DMS/DMDS is reported at 3 sigma significance. That sounds good, and it corresponds to roughly a 99.7% confidence level, or about a 1 in 370 chance of being wrong due to random chance. However, the universally accepted threshold for claiming a discovery, especially one as profound as alien life, is 5 sigma. That represents a confidence level of 99.999994%, or roughly a 1 in 3.5 million chance of being a statistical fluke. We are not there yet with K218b. Beyond statistics, scientists must rigorously rule out any possible non-biological, abiotic ways these gases could be produced. Could unknown geological processes or unique chemical reactions in K218b's hydrogen-rich atmosphere create DMS or DMDS without life? While the extremely high concentration makes abiotic sources seem less likely to some, these possibilities must be investigated and excluded experimentally and theoretically before life can be considered the most plausible explanation. As many skeptical scientists have pointed out, and as Professor Madhusudan himself stated, it is in no one's interest to claim prematurely that we have detected life. Extraordinary claims demand extraordinary evidence. So, what happens now? The immediate next step is clear. More data is needed. The research team has indicated that further observations with JWST, perhaps another 16 to 24 hours of dedicated telescope time focusing on K218b, could be enough to push the statistical significance higher, potentially towards that 5 sigma threshold. These follow-up observations will also aim to better differentiate between DMS and DMDS and refine the estimates of their abundance. Alongside telescope time, crucial work needs to happen in labs and theoretical models here on Earth to better understand how these molecules behave under Hycean conditions and explore all potential abiotic production pathways. Professor Madhusudan suggested confirmation could potentially come within 1 to 2 years, but the scientific process takes time. It involves careful analysis, peer review, and independent verification. Patience and rigor are key. This new K218b finding represents a potentially pivotal moment in the search for life beyond Earth. Powered by the unprecedented capabilities of the James Webb Space Telescope, we are probing the atmospheres of distant worlds in ways previously confined to science fiction. The detection of high concentrations of DMS and/or DMDS is tantalizing, offering the strongest hints yet of biological activity out there. But science demands proof, not just hints. The threshold for confirming extraterrestrial life is, rightly, set incredibly high. Whether K218b ultimately proves to host life or reveals new, unexpected non-biological chemistry, this discovery highlights the incredible journey we're on. We are actively searching, asking the biggest questions, and piece by piece, unveiling the secrets of the cosmos. Detecting potential signs of life 124 light-years away is mind-bending, but it underscores the vast cosmic distances. Actually visiting worlds like K218b remains science fiction for now. The challenges of even reaching our neighbor Mars are staggering. Want a reality check on what it takes to survive off Earth right now? Click to watch our deep dive into the brutal truth about living on Mars in 2025, right here on screen. And if you appreciate clear science, zero hype, and cinematic storytelling that explores the biggest questions in the cosmos, then make sure you subscribe to Astrovault. Keep exploring. The universe awaits.